I am at the National Waterways Museum in Ellesmere Port. It is a national museum of waterways. The museum is on the site of a former port where the Shropshire Union Canal meets the Manchester Ship Canal. Your visit starts with a short video before you're let loose to explore the exhibits. All of the buildings that make up the museum were once working buildings of the port, like the stables that used to house the horses that pulled the boats. They even used to keep pigs here too. What are you? That's a big pole. I couldn't work out what it would have been used for. Boat! They had an old blacksmith's forge where the horses would have gone for their new shoes. I bet it would have been roasting in here. Of course, the boat horses were eventually replaced with engines, and there were some cracking ones on display. The port was designed by Thomas Telford for the Ellesmere Canal, which was supposed to run from here and through Wales to the River Severn. They only ever built the first 10 miles before abandoning the project when it failed to make any money. And then the port closed in the 1950s. This is where we stayed with Minimalist when we did the Manchester Ship Canal. Look at the little boat next to it. It looks so tiny. There's been a museum on this site since the 1970s. There were so many buildings and a lot more boats than I was expecting. They even offer boat trips from here. My favourite thing was that the boats they had on display were actually in the water and you could go on board most of them for a nosy. It's snug. It's just the cabin. Oh, that's so cute. Oh, this is the bed where the whole family would have lived, and they would have made more family. So you would have had the whole family just living in this area, doing all their cooking, all their living, all their sleeping. And then people even today are like, oh, I couldn't live on a boat, it's too small. Oh, try just living in here. Like, everything, all their stuff would have been kept in there, they would have done the cooking here, had their dinners here. Look at that, ensuite studio apartment. £2,000 a month in London, thank you very much. Ooh. Oh, what a view. Apparently the museum has come under criticism for not looking after its collection as well as it could do, and not having enough money to actually maintain the boats that it keeps. They do get some help from lottery funding, and 2 of their boats are sponsored by the London Canal Museum. Oh, that's so cool! Okay, I lied. My favourite thing was not the boats. This is my favourite thing. Porter's Row is a terrace of 4 dockworkers' cottages decorated in the style of 4 different time periods. You can go inside and get a glimpse into how people would have lived in the past. I love everything about this room. I can't wait to see what people of the future make of our 2020s homes. Hello? I've left the washing up in the sink. Weetabix. Oh, baby. As well as the cottages, there was a little yard at the back with an unintended baby and some games. It took all of my self-control not to ride the rocking horse. I like this kitchen a lot, especially the blue walls. And they had such modern fire extinguishers back then. This 1930s living room is very fancy looking, with the fireplace, the piano, the radio. They even had CCTV. We're stepping even further back in time here to the 1900s. Not enough colour for my tastes, but would you look at that organ? I love those Chinese dogs. And the old drying rack. Bit of bread and scones. This house even had a little laundry room. You put your bits in there and give it a good... Look at this! A garden, complete with vegetable patches and something you don't see much of anymore. An outside toilet. That gets the Lorna seal of approval. Oh wow, look at this old rail carriage. There's just so much to see here. It's never ending. So they can hoist their load up there or down into the boat. As well as all the things we've already seen, they also have a huge indoor collection as well. It smells very mouldy, musty. Oh, that is so cool, look at that. So pretty. The downstairs was a bit more rough and ready, with lots of things looking like they're still being catalogued and not properly on display yet. But it's great that you can still look around. It felt like being in an episode of American Pickers. Manchester Ship Canal. And then upstairs is a great big exhibition hall, jam-packed, full of even more stuff to see. My clever little companion has now pointed out what that beam is. It's to keep the canvas up on your boat. That's the slide that I want to go on. Unfortunately, the pump house was closed. I'd love to come back when it's open because it houses the steam engines for the old pumps. I was expecting something on a similar scale to the London Canal Museum, which is great, but maybe only takes an hour or so to look around. This was almost half a day's visit, but so worth it. That was so much fun. You have to come. Definitely come. So much fun. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all again very, very soon. Bye. Exit through the gift shop. Don't forget to buy your copy of Argy Bargy, the best canal board game going. And massive congratulations to its creators, Tim and Sam, on their recent marriage.